Okay, today we're going to be going over how to draw the Distortus Rex from Jurassic World Rebirth. We can go through it step by step. We're going to focus on its face from the trailer there. You see it? All right, let's get started. We're going to start right here into its face, and I'm going to go right here and draw a kind of a line going up at an angle, like so. Let me turn on a little bit of a light here. There we go. And going down over here in this area, kind of finding his under eye around here by drawing a little bit of a simplistic triangle right there. Curve, curve, these little lines. I'm gonna pull all the way to this end and just try to find a line, like a dot right there. And I'm gonna draw he's got a pretty big bulbous head on the top right there. It's gonna be kind of a big part of his character type. Continue to go up, curve around there. Now, because you're seeing this eye on this side, you're not really going to be able to see the other eye because he's turned that way a little bit. So we're going to go over here. We will see his cheekbone, though. Pick out the side. Going down over here. All right. And then we're going to go over here on this side and curve down over here, drawing like a little bit of a fold. More or less, you're finding a little area that kind of we can grab onto. All right. Going to go down here, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw fixtures right here for the teeth. I'm drawing these little curve shapes, these little U shapes. There you go. But those are not the teeth. Those are the fixtures for where the teeth are going to go. Kind of like the gum area. And then about this, around this height, we're going to find the cheekbone on this side. Okay? So around this side, you're going to go here and up over here. There you go. So we're getting this little bit of a cheekbone over here. And by the way, this stuff doesn't have to be exact. Like I always say this, you just want to follow along. You know, it doesn't have to be exact. It's just like the gist of. That's the most important part. Curve over here, kind of rolling up his back over there. All right. Let's find over here because he's roaring, right? So let's find the jaw pulling downward. And we're going to start going into the teeth here. So down, up, just a regular triangle shape. A tip that I would say to you is, all it is a simple down, up shape, right? It's triangle. But I would recommend trying to vary up the size of the teeth with it, like the length and the thickness a little bit. Nothing too wild. A bit, and that makes them look like a more convincing, realistic animal, because real animals are like that. You know, their teeth are not exact, right? Their teeth are, these are organic creatures, right? That's the whole point of kind of doing that. We still got stuff to do around here, by the way. Gonna go over here now. Curve down right here. He's got his tongue sticking out over here as he's roaring. Pulling up over here. Looks kind of silly right now. Line there, but gonna have a line over here for the skin over here. He's got that same thing that T-Rex has, that skin flap on the inside when they open their mouth. Curve up over here. And finding the bottom of the jaw, maybe like over here, up. Over here as well, we're going to find the inside, like so. And that's going to be the inside of the mouth. And now what we want to do is we want to find the teeth where they're going to kind of go in there. Same thing, same kind of rule. You just kind of finding some, that's the inside opening of his mouth right there. Down over here, curve, pull up over here, and a line right there to kind of connect the jaw. So again, we're doing like a zoom in, right? So a lot of what's going to be going on with the D-Rex, I call him the D-Rex from Jurassic World, is going to be like there's a vein right here. A lot of it's going to be like these close-up little details that we don't really draw sometimes in larger form. Maybe another area right there. He's got his arm kind of curling around the side over here, so maybe line over here and just kind of out right there. And maybe over here you can draw like the side of his chest and then the bottom portion of his arm over here. And he's got another arm coming out over there, but we're not really going to focus on it, right? Because we're zooming in. Okie doke. Maybe a line over here on this side. Sorry about the mic there. I bumped it a little bit. Don't forget, by the way, hit the like button if you do. Don't forget to check out all the cool stuff in the description. I'm putting a lot of work into the description as far as like all the goodies in there. They're like free stuff, free downloads. All right. Line over here. And let's draw some darkness over here in the mouth. Let's get into the smaller detail. So darkness in the mouth. Realistically, we're just kind of throwing in a dark shape. Doesn't have to be totally dark because he is opening his mouth, and it's light is kind of exposing that inner area a little bit. Line over here. There you go. Line over here in this area. I mean, a little bit of dark on this area. There you go. Okay, let's go zoom right into the face now. We're going to put in a little bit of detail over here. And there's these little curved lines that I tend to draw a lot. And you've seen this a lot in other drawings. Little curved lines that is kind of showing a little bit of scrunching, right? And I believe he has, I can't remember if he has a pupil or iris. Do like this. And then right here in the middle, got his pupil and iris real small. And then he's got a really deep set eye in there. Like his eyeball's really into the skull there. And then he's got these folds kind of at the top of his mouth around that area. So I would draw line over here, kind of almost going into... So these are really important to not draw the same. Try to vary it up. Because if you don't vary it up, it's going to get, too monotonous. Right here. Down over here. Going over here down to the throat. Throwing these little curved lines are supposed to be small. And they're small like this because you don't want them to distract overall. Although they create, see if I draw these little thin lines, they start to create one large kind of, right, like a fold looking thing. It creates a large, like, fold. So you want to just pepper it around here and just, think of the general form. So for example, this is kind of round. I'm going to throw a little bit. Forgive my hand is in the way here. But, maybe over here cause a little bit of a shadow. And then maybe some thinner lines over here as, they don't totally take up the spot, Yeah. Going over here as well. Maybe a little armpit shadow over here. And the rest is kind of a vignette. This is kind of a vignette, right? Because we're not actually going to put as much detail into the rest of the body here as the face. And then over here, you want to get like the skin right there to show that skin on the flap of the inside of the mouth. And you could probably call it like done there. I think you could draw a little bit more right here where think about when your gums, see how your gums grab onto your teeth even in your own mouth. You see these little folds. You can kind of simulate that right here like this. We're drawing these little quick thin folding areas right here. There you go. And that's pretty much it. That is the D-Rex. You can kind of keep doing that. I wouldn't say forever. You can keep throwing these little thin lines as much as you want. If you like that, please hit that like button. Go check out all the cool stuff. And the best thing you can do is to share the video. When you share the video, sharing is caring. And yeah, thanks so much. Don't forget to say hi in the comment section. I pretty much always kind of talk to people in the comment section. So if you say something, I will 100% respond. All right, thanks so much, and we'll talk in the next video.
Okay, so that was amazing. You finished this lesson, but keep it going. Keep the art practice going by clicking this video right here. It's going to be within the same theme, and you want to keep it rolling to get better and better and better and get that art flow going. So click right here.